Yo, what's up? Your boy Garden Gamer is here, and we are about to do yet another Kingdom Hearts tier list video, in which this will be ranking the Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds. And I just want to say this to y'all really quick. I want to thank y'all for checking out my last tier list video for Kingdom Hearts 1, and that you guys understand my point of view about why I feel like the worlds that I put in a tier make sense in my opinion, because of the storyline, the design of the worlds, and even the characters in them. And that's how I'm gonna do the same thing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds. I'm gonna do the same concept, talk about the storyline, talk about the design of the worlds, and even the characters. But yeah, let's get it. Alright, to start off, it will be good old Twilight Town, which everyone, you should know this. Kingdom Hearts 2 was my first ever Kingdom Hearts game, and that's what got me into the series as a whole. So of course I grew up a lot seeing Twilight Town a lot, and because that alone, I mean, I just always tell people when it comes to Twilight Town, it's a place to where like you will create bonds with friends, and that it got like, even with the hint of the music, I mean, you guys should know the music is called Lazy Afternoon, which is of course playing in the background. And that I always tell people this: music tells a story, and the music in Twilight Town has it to where that you create bonds with friends, but it gets a little hint of sadness, especially when you hear the violins, when you got to depart ways and having that fear that we may not see each other again, but just know that we always will be together in our hearts. And it's just because of that alone, I just love the music when it comes to this place. I love the storyline when Walsis is interacting with Hana, Pants, and Olette, and he's creating bonds, memories with them and stuff. And also the storyline to where we basically see the rest of the Twilight Town crew, like the characters in there and how they interact and stuff. And also we just know that Twilight Town is very important to the storyline. It's very important to the point about how Twilight Town came into existence, how the old mansion that was there, like what's the significance of that area, even when it comes to the pods that we saw when Donald, Goofy, and Sora was in, about who was in there before everything happened, and even to the point that we don't know much about Hana, Pants, and Olette and what's the significance of them. They may be very important to the story to where we may see much about them in Kingdom Hearts 4. So I feel like everything about Twilight Town is very important to the story, and that we're gonna see a lot of it more, especially in Kingdom Hearts 4, and maybe Missing Link too. We'll see, but definitely in Kingdom Hearts 4 we will see a lot of Twilight Town. But overall, I definitely enjoy being in that world. I like just like to hang around and stuff and just vibe and stuff. Like that's like a good place to really get like, you know, good memories. But and like I said, I grew up a lot playing Kingdom Hearts 2, so of course Twilight Town is definitely one of Kingdom Hearts' best original worlds. Like, it's one of the best for real, and I know most of y'all will agree. But without further ado, Twilight Town, the ranking I'll give to that is definitely, y'all should know, definitely an S. Definitely giving it an S tier. Facts. Next world will be Hollow Bastion. Well, its original name, its true name is Radiant Garden. And this world alone, it is definitely, everything about it with the design of the world is to where like it is slowly rebuilding itself to how it used to be. You guys remember how Hollow Bastion used to be during Kingdom Hearts 1 and so forth, like before Kingdom Hearts 2. Y'all know how Hollow Bastion used to be, and I know that Leon and them are practically trying to rebuild back Hollow Bastion. They're trying to rebuild it to where it used to be, which was Radiant Garden. Because I know when the darkness was consuming Radiant Garden, it had done so much to where it basically converted into Hollow Bastion, what we saw before. And it's just that just being around in Hollow Bastion, well, Radiant Garden, is that it basically just saying that it gave you like a feel that even though there's a lot of work to get done to rebuild something that was lost, as long as you have the courage and determination to keep going, anything is possible. And also, y'all can definitely agree when it comes to Hollow Bastion, is that it has one of its best moments, especially during when you go back to Hollow Bastion for part 2, which of course most of the highlights is the Demis fight, which I know you guys we dealt out a lot to where we died so much to him and stuff, and keep repeating that fight because we kept hearing this over and over again.
Dance, water, dance!
Like really. But overall, one of the best thing about this world was definitely in part 2, to where when Sora was about to basically move forward after Demis' defeat, and then of course the supposed death of Goofy, we saw the rest of the Final Fantasy crew helping out in the fight. So Yuffie, Leon, Tifa, and Cloud. That was like one of the good moments right there that I definitely enjoyed. And then also we saw the appearance of Sephiroth, which if you guys remember him in Kingdom Hearts 1, that's where his first appearance came through. And then also this one right here is definitely one of the best moments in Hollow Bastion, which is the Battle of the Thousand Heartlesses. And man, that just showing you right there to where like even Sora was able to take out 1,000 Heartless by himself. That's showing, like I told people, that is definitely one of Sora's prime moment right there. This is one of his best moments in Kingdom Hearts history. That's one of them, which I know most of y'all will agree, because I feel like that's one of his best moments right there, in my opinion. But yes, overall, I just love everything about Hollow Bastion. It's just that everything is just really done good, and that we know that now that it's been coming back to as Radiant Garden, it's going to be shown a lot in Kingdom Hearts 4, since that's usually where we will see more Leon in the crew now, since they did making a reappearance in Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. So Hollow Bastion is definitely going to be very important to the storyline, definitely. So we definitely will see a lot of it. And so my ranking for Hollow Bastion is definitely S. Next world will be Land of the Dragons, Mulan. And this world, for everyone who practically grew up watching this movie, this is actually one of my favorites Disney movies growing up, because of course one of the favorite characters in there is of course Mushu. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. But yeah, I just like how it's challenging, because you see how when Mulan was pink, she was limited to what she can do and stuff. So of course it brings a lot of challenge to really see how you can be able to handle the fights and pay attention to ping, because you have to notice this. Sometimes the Hollows tend to focus on her a lot more than everybody else. So that's another thing you have to think about, because with the morale gauge, we have to make sure that it's not low. If it's low, it's like you basically can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? We're basically trying to be like how that Shang is doing. He's trying to make a man out of everyone. So he's trying to do the same thing to Sora and the crew, to make a man out of them, to see if they can handle the toughest of the toughest. So overall, I just like how, and plus, I definitely love the music in here. It have one of my favorites battle theme in here, and definitely when you like moving around in the area, which I feel like the remake version of this world is done very good. It definitely fit in the vibe of where you at right now. It fit in the environment of where we at, which of course we're in China. So I feel like the remake done a very good job to capture the essence of the world. And overall, from going here for the first visit and the second visit, well, the first visit to being Shang Yu, to being him, which he was somewhat of a challenge. It was relatively easy, but most of the time you had to pay attention to his hawk, Hayabusa, I think that's his name. You had to pay attention to him, because I know in the higher difficulty, he can really just take down your health really easily if you don't pay attention. So definitely had to keep an eye on that. And also, this is one of the first fights that in Kingdom Hearts 2 that Mickey will make an appearance if Sora dies. Mickey will make an appearance for the first time in this fight. So I like that. That's a little good touch to it and stuff. But yeah, but yes, I definitely love the storyline. I like how the music really captured the essence of the world, and overall, it's a very enjoyable experience. So overall, I like it and stuff. So for my ranking for the Land of Dragon, I would give it, in my opinion, it's good. It's good. So I'll give it a B. Next up will be the Beast's Castle, and you guys should know about this place. Well, really good. You guys should know this place, like, definitely. Because this world alone has one of the hardest bosses in the game, and y'all can agree it is Zaldin. We've been having so much time trying to beat him, because we died so much from him, especially from his attacks, and even when he did his DM move, and I'm like, oh my god, we kept dying so much, and that it was a hassle, but it was a really good challenge. And if you guys remember, I done a stream in Kingdom Hearts 2 to where I attempted Zaldin fight on level 1 critical. So people who was there during my stream, y'all should know how that went with me. And I'm like, and even to the point that when I was using Mickey, it's like he died so quickly as soon as he came out, and I'm like, well, but anyways, I just like how when it comes to the Beast Castle, even though it takes place really in the castle itself, so we don't really be outside of the castle, so it's kind of like a little limited right there. The storyline really took like an interest in me. Like, I definitely enjoyed the story, and it's just that Zaldin been so fascinated seeing much about the beast. Like, he trying to bring him into darkness, and so that he could get his Heartless, and then in which when he get the beast Heartless, he will become a nobody. And that's one thing we all try to think about, if Zaldin actually achieved that, how the beast Heartless gonna look and how his nobody gonna look. That's what I was kind of curious about. Will we ever see that as a possibility, or maybe that's a concept art or something like that in regards of seeing that? I don't know. But overall, when it comes to the characters, I like how the characters are they're basically true to themselves. Like, they're basically how they would act in the movie, of course, and that they're still trying to recover for what had happened, because during KH1, the beast went through a lot of trials and tribulation to get into Hall of Bastion to try to save Belle, since their world had fell into darkness, and now that their world is back, they're trying to recover for what had happened and stuff. And that the beast overall was getting very tired physically and mentally, because the Hollows keep popping up, in and out, keep popping up. So I know he's getting tired from just dealing with that threat so much, and of course Zaldin being nothing but fears and doubt into the beast's mind, and basically that will mess him up mentally, and that there's no hope. You know what I'm saying? Right. And of course, the second visit is really nice, to where the beast and Belle is about to dance and stuff. So I like that little touch. And of course, the ending is a good way. The ending of Beast Castle in part 2 is definitely a good way to end the story, when they dance and then the music play. It's like, it's so magical and so beautiful. But yes, for the Beast Castle, I would give it a B. I'll give it a B. Next will be, of course, Olympus Coliseum, which of course every time I see Olympus Coliseum, y'all should know how I feel about anything that involves Olympus Coliseum. When it show up in Kingdom Hearts, I just know I would definitely enjoy it, because look, like I told people before, because when it comes to Olympus Coliseum, I always tell people this: Olympus Coliseum is my all-time favorite Disney World of all time, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Like, I would say, if I just choose a movie growing up as like my number one favorite, it'll definitely be Hercules. It's definitely my number one favorite Disney movie growing up. And because my favorite Disney villain is none other than Hades. Respect to James Wood, as always, for voicing him. And that when it comes to Olympus Coliseum, it is definitely very important in the storyline. You gotta think about this. Hades, he is the Lord of the Dead, and that he brought up somebody from the dead, which is Owen. If you guys remember him from Final Fantasy X, that's where he came from. So in a way, they make it to where like it's canon to what happened in Final Fantasy X for what happened to Owen, and this is where his soul was at. So it's like Olympus Coliseum is definitely like it's going to be canon, especially when it comes to a life and death situations. So maybe when it comes to Olympus Coliseum, we may see the appearance of Zack. I don't know, but I just like the how we can really explore more of this world, not just the Coliseum itself, but it still brings like the similarities, like the same things that we've seen in the like previously, the tournaments and stuff, and that seeing of course the rest of the cast, not just Hercules, Phil, and Hades, but we see appearance of Meg and Pegasus, so we see more of them. And then we of course did the same boss fight with Cerberus, and then also the Hydra. So it's like it's actually really good to where like it just felt nice to basically like go around this world, explore it and stuff. And also one thing I did like, a small little detail that I liked what they did when you first came to this world for the first time, is that when you're in the underworld, you basically lose most of your powers, which they put it as your drive forms. So you couldn't use no drive forms, nothing, to really like go in there. So they put it to where like a hint of like a small piece of your power is gone until you get the Olympus medal from Demons, and that's when you're able to withstand the underworld's power. You'll be able to handle it more, and when you basically be at full power. And I only say this though, when it comes to the Hades boss fight, in my opinion, it could have done better. I still like the one from Kingdom Hearts 1. I like that way better and stuff. But overall, what we got so far is okay. It's enjoyable. Like I enjoyed the fight, but I just feel like Kingdom Hearts 1 done a lot more better to really show how Hades is and stuff. And just that, because in the second fight, when Kingdom Hearts 2, you get a lot of help from Hercules. When Hades turned red, you can basically hit them with those balls of light spheres, and then boom and stuff. So you can keep spamming that, and it get really like repetitive in a way. But overall, it's nice, and that I always tell this: Olympus Coliseum is very important to the story, especially with the life and death situation. So we're definitely gonna see a lot of that, which I know we will, since Olympus Coliseum is in Kingdom Hearts 4. It's been confirmed that it is in Kingdom Hearts 4. So I'm really excited to see that. So now we can see more Hades again. But yeah. For my ranking for Olympus Coliseum, definitely nay. Alright, next up will be Disney Castle, which in Kingdom Hearts history, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the first Kingdom Hearts game to where we can actually go inside Disney Castle, which is really a shocker, because I know in Kingdom Hearts 1 we were unable to and stuff, which I kind of like wish that would be the case, to where Sora would go there during Kingdom Hearts 1. But I feel like they probably feel like it won't make sense in the storyline right now, and it felt like too rushed. So they put it to where Kingdom Hearts 2 will probably be the best bet for Disney Castle to actually have an appearance to where we could like go in there and stuff. And Disney Castle is definitely one of the only world in the game to where like you go there one time and then practically you're done, because first time you go there, Heartless will be around the area, just because the Core Stone Light is being bothered with by, of course, Maleficent and stuff. But then after we finish the world and go back like anytime that we want, it basically be peaceful, and that you ain't gonna deal with no enemies or nothing. And of course, you put a little hint. They put like a little, like maybe a foreshadow to where like when you finish Kingdom Hearts 2 and then you replay it again with your save there and you go back to Disney Castle, Minnie and Daisy notice that there's something going on over in the hall of the Cornerstone, and then we saw that portal in there which it showed, of course, Lingering Will, which is Terra's spirit in his armor. And because of that, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen in Disney Castle more. Are we going to see another possibility to where someone will just get into Disney Castle out of the blue type thing, or is something else? Overall, I just feel like, since of course Disney Castle is where Mickey and the crew resides in, it has to be important to the story. So we're going to see a lot more of it in a way that it's definitely really important. We definitely will see a lot of it. Definitely will see a lot of it. Like, I know it's going to happen, and it will make sense to see about. And we may see much of a larger role when it comes to Minnie and, I don't know, maybe Daisy. But I feel like they'll have a lot more larger role in Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, I definitely want to see more about it. And I don't know, it could be a possibility that Minnie may be a next 7 of Heart. Like, she may be the next one. I don't know. But I know we'll definitely see a lot of Disney Castle. But just anyways, the story it's small, but it's good to know that we've seen something to where it could be something very important later on. And that the design, it look, of course, the status of royalty and stuff, and that if you guys notice in the garden, it's basically a references to all of Mickey and them friends that we will end up seeing, of course, in this next world that's gonna be coming up. And but to start off, but to say this, Disney Castle, it's good. It's good, but I know that because it's just in Kingdom Hearts Tour, we can't really do much in this world per se. But I know it's just a start of something to where we get very important in the end. But so far, I give it at least I'll give it C. As a matter of fact, I'll give it at least a B. Palace River is the next world, and for that one, I like how it is very different, because it's basically showing how, like, basically how Sora would look if he was in the old Disney cartoon. I mean, we already know how Donald Goofy already looked for people who have grew up watching the Disney show cartoons like this back in the day and stuff. So if you guys remember that, you guys are the goats. Same thing if you guys know how Mickey and Pete used to look and the rest of everybody and stuff. Overall, I like how it is very different, and it's that it's like it make it really cool in the way, like, what if Sora, Donald Goofy was in the past when all this happened, and to where, like, how it would be if they were like in the past, like how would it be instead of like being the present in a way. So because it's like this, we got a world to where we go into the past, and then maybe in the future we may get a world to where they're already in the future about what's really going to happen, and they're trying to, like, you know, change the future type thing, you know, the Bardock way. But anyways, overall, I really like the story and stuff. It's really cool and stuff. The design is, of course, old school style, and that even with when they talk, they have it to where like you see a difference to how they're talking because of when they are in that world. And just another thing is too is that when we see like how Mickey was in this world, like you see how he just like he's like to have fun and stuff, look a little mischievous in a way. I don't know why, but he looked very brave and stuff because he literally just put himself in harm's way in some instances to help Sora in them. And also we seen how Pete was, and in a way I'm thinking about this happened in the past, so Pete used to be a good guy because he has his own steamboat, so he was a good guy, I guess, before then, and then now we see how he is now. So something that happened along the way, which I won't be shocked is when he see his present self and stuff, because first he had said that he know that was him, but then out of the blue he don't know him, which could be like it may have altered his memory. But in a way, with them being in Tom's River and Pete saw his present self, that might have changed how he is now. I don't know, maybe. But one thing I just kind of noticed in this world, this is the only world that we didn't see like Minnie. So Minnie wasn't around this time, so we don't know what happened to her. Same thing with Daisy. That's one thing I was kind of curious about and stuff. Like, are we gonna see like an appearance of them and stuff? But anyways, it's a cute little story. It's enjoyable. The music, of course, give it a good vibe to where we're in the old Disney cartoon. So I definitely like that. No, I just have a very good time with this world. For this, I'll give it a B on this. Good. It's good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Next would be, well, Atlantica. Yeah, you guys know what the answer's gonna be for that. It's a D. Yep, it's a D. You already know, because that world is nothing but a musical, and yeah, I don't have to really say much about it. Next up, this one is definitely one of my favorites. Disney Worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2. I really love this, and it is Port Royal, or better yet, Pirates of the Caribbean. When I saw this world, y'all, oh my god, it looks. I'm like, wow. I definitely know that I will enjoy it and stuff. And because of me, this is my first time ever knowing about Pirates of the Caribbean by playing this game. Because after I had played this game, I started watching the movies and stuff, which you guys know, Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. You guys know them playing Jack Sparrow and Will Turner. So of course, I had to like give, I had to get my praise when it comes to this world, because I definitely like it. I like how the characters were looking, the design, even of course the music, which I feel like the remastered version of the battle thing was way better than the vanilla version, which I know you guys can definitely agree. Overall, I like how we do a different approach with the enemies, especially the pirates, because they got the curse of the Aztec gold on them, to where like if they are not near sunlight, they will not be harmed. You cannot damage them not one bit. They are basically invincible. But when they get into moonlight, like get into where its areas at, they are vulnerable. So they definitely give it a lot of challenge and stuff. So you have to really like rely on heavily on magic in this world, especially when they hit in the moonlights. So of course, when it comes to the party members, Donald is definitely the best choice when it comes to this world, in my opinion. And of course, Jack Sparrow too, of course. And I like how the pirates are looking and stuff. They look very real, and it look like more of how their character was when the movie was out. So it's like they used their model for it. Same thing with Jack Sparrow in them. And when they get hit by the moonlight, it basically shows the details of them being as skeletons, which I will tell y'all this. Out of all of them, the guy with the pickaxe, that Pirate A, oh my god. I remember how when I first played this one, I got so terrified of seeing how he looked. And like, you guys know how he looked. Like, he looked like this. And I'm like, no, he got to die first. He gonna have to die first. I don't have time to deal with him, not one bit. But I like it. I enjoy it. It's really was a good time. And I also like how Pirates of the Caribbean show up again in Kingdom Hearts 3. Which that's another reason why I like it a lot more. It's showing in there, and what should I be another time, y'all, when I do a tier list for KH3 when that time comes. But yes, my ranking for Pirates of the Caribbean, Port Royal, definitely an A. Definitely an A. Agrabah is not the next world that we're gonna be hitting to. And I'll say this. I definitely love how the city had more expansion. So now that we could really move around in this place, because I remember in KH1, the city felt so small to where like you are very limited to where you need to go. But of course, that's when it first started, and then the aftermath, it was just recovering from the Heartless that kept coming through and stuff, and of course the Sandstorm, that of course the near desert. So of course, I like how they did a different way to where Iago, know that he was like a villain, that he used to be around with Jafar and stuff, but I like how he really trying to change and stuff, in that it basically put like a story. It put like a little, like a theme in this world, in particular to that. When it comes to you making bad mistakes, bad decisions, it's tough for people to really trust you because they worry you're going to do it again and stuff. So in a way, you got to like prove yourself that you're really not going to do it no more. Not even think about it, not even one bit. So in a way, it put it to where like, in a way, deserving a second chance. Are you gonna really deserve a second chance if you're not gonna do it again? If you do it again, then we're not gonna be friends anymore. But if you're not, then I will fully trust you and we'll be cool. So I like how Iago actually turned into a new Fedo and that he really trying to do good. So I definitely like how it's like a development for him and stuff. And of course, Genie. Genie is he always gonna be forever my favorite character in this world. And of course, Jasmine, who is also my favorite Disney princess so far. But yes, I like the story because of what I had said before. I definitely like the Jafar boss fight. It's definitely a new approach since we are being on a magic carpet. So you have to really like change your approach of how you gotta do and stuff. And the way you have to constantly keep moving. You can't stick around so much because you will be bombarded. And believe me, this fight was tough, especially going against him in level 1 critical. For the people who saw me did this fight on stream, y'all know how it is. But yes, overall it's a really good story. It's a really good world. I like it, and I like how Agrabah definitely have much of a world since it appear in most Kingdom Hearts games. So we'll just see. It may appear again in Kingdom Hearts 4. We'll see. But yes, my ranking for Agrabah will be, it'll definitely be an A. Next, it will be Halloween Town. Halloween Town. I like it how, now this is basically a retelling from the movie, since Jack Skellington is so fascinated. He's so fascinated with Christmas and stuff, and that he's trying to basically bring that in his own play, in his own world, in Halloween Town. So I like how it's like a retelling that, and that they just have it to where in the concept of believing, and know that as long as you believe, especially if you thought something was imaginary or that it's not even true, as long as you believe, anything it's alright. It's alright. It takes time to believe something that you think is impossible to think is real. It be like that. Believe me, we all felt that way and stuff. I like how, of course, the characters in him, Jax, with his way of basically thinking outside the box, a lot of ideas and stuff. Then of course we have Sally, who always she is cool with Jack having these wonderful ideas, but she just worried. She just be worried that it be a little too much and that it may lead into some danger or stuff that shouldn't happen. So of course she's like trying to give him advice instead of like, it's all good, but just narrow it down. Don't go too much now. Multitask a lot now. Kind of slow it down and just do it one by one type thing. And of course, we see the return of Oogie Boogie, and also it's a concept of giving somebody a gift, a present. It don't have to actually be materialistic, but it's just you just saying something sweet and beautiful is basically just be a present of its own. So I like that how they ended with Halloween Town with that, and that Jack and Sally were just dancing, and of course we see Sora just looking at them, and he see him and Kyrie and stuff. So I like, when I saw that, I was like, that's like very cute and stuff. I'm like, oh. But yes, overall, I like it and it's really enjoyable. So for that, I'll at least give it an A. Alright, we're going to the Circle of Life, the Pride Lands. That'll be next on the list, y'all. When it comes to this, it's definitely a new approach, since now Sora is now a lion, and then Donald is basically a bird, and which of course makes sense to him. And we got Goofy, he is a turtle. I think so. Yeah, he's a turtle. when it comes to this place, I definitely like how it's a dual approach to where like now we are basically it's fitting into the world in the Flylands, Lion King, and I just like how when it comes to this world, it's like we are just basically trying to overthrow the king, which is of course Scar. So it's like we're basically gonna all band together. It's like we're dealing with like a rebellion, a revolution type thing, to where we're going to fight for what is right and deal with anything that is wrong. I like it, and that's like a new way to think about it in a way when it comes to this world, and how also when this world happens, especially during the second visit, when Scar's ghosts come around and stuff, it's just that Simba had this, he has so much expectations going on, and that people are just wondering what his next, what will be his next thing, like what he gonna do since he's now king for overthrowing Scar. But it's to the point that we think about it, and that we always had these expectations. We be feeling like, oh, we need to like be like this person in order to really be good, since this person done a very good job of doing what he or she do, and it's that we want to be just like them. But it's that we can't always be like that person that we idolize, our role model. It can even be our parents, it could be our friends, our siblings, anyone that we look up as role models. We can't always just try to be like them. This is why I remember I said this to people before. I said this to where everybody is unique. We all are different. This is why you got to show them what you are capable of, what you can bring to the table. Just know you are doing this, and whatever you do, this is you. You can't do something because someone else done the same thing. You got to be different from other people. You can't be a follower. You are a leader. A leader shows what are they capable of. So I like how when it comes to the second visit, it's just that Simba had to like be his own leader. He can't just be just like his dad. No, he got to be Simba, not just somebody else. So I like how it's basically did to where you are a leader and everyone gonna look up to you in a way. For me, I would definitely give this, I'll give this a B. Alright, next up would be Space Paranoid. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Tron is definitely one of my top 3 favorites when it comes to his limits. Oh my god. His limit is so good to where like even during the ending of it, it'll just track its enemy and just keep on attacking them. So it's like you can really just spam it and stuff, especially if you pack up a lot of ether and stuff, and using 10, you can basically spam that move a lot with Tron. So I definitely like that. And it's just that it's just basically a start to where like how you are in a computer. So it's like you see how it is inside a computer, all the functions, all the viruses, all the like everything about it and stuff. And it's just that it's a start to where like even when you had data, you basically have it to where you can mod it and make it good, or you can make it bad, and then you can basically alternate and basically put it into your own good use. So in the same way to where how we see people modding stuff into the game, that's the same concept. They're basically putting out something to where it will be good and stuff, and that they want other people to really try it out and see how it is. So I like it how it's definitely like that approach and stuff. And basically it started how when we get into like later Kingdom Hearts games to where how data is having really been used and stuff when it comes to Ansem. Well, of course, Xehanort, when he been playing around with the data and basically putting it into his own use, even though I know he using it for bad, for hostile stuff. But it's just that data can be seen as a way to alter and basically, again, put it for good use or bad, depending on your intentions. But overall, I just like the storyline of it, and then of course it was saddened about what happened to Tron in Dream Drop Distance for everyone who had played it, about what happened to him. So it was really saddened about what happened with him. But overall, I I definitely love this world, and I think I've been having a good time and stuff. And of course, you guys know the music, how the music be going on and stuff. It's like, okay, a little like computer tech type music. And also when we got onto the motorcycle with that mini game, oh my god, that was like very fun. I definitely enjoyed that. I kind of wish that we could do a lot more in here to where like we could really like use the motorcycle to like maneuver around the area like that, or even like a boss fight. Like I definitely wish that we could definitely see that a lot and stuff. But yes, I'm put Tron for A. It definitely be A. Next up would be the 100 Acre Woods. In this world, it's basically another story involving Winnie the Pooh and the crew, and that of course it's the same concept. We find the torn pages and we basically will keep exploring this world and stuff. And it's just that when it comes to this, even though in life we will always be really busy and that we can always stick around and stuff, but as long as we are in people's hearts, then we know that at the end of the day, even though we are so far away, just know in spirit you are still here with me. And that's how, when it comes to this world, that's how it is. And that Pooh and the crew understands that Sora had to leave. He can always be with them together, or like, you know, forever in person, but just know that in spirit, Sora's always will be in their heart. So I like how it's like a reassurance that even though we'll always be separated, we will never be forgotten because he will still be in my heart. I definitely like how it's like a theme to that, a message in a way. And definitely I enjoy the mini games in here. It's really enjoyable. My favorite is of course when Sora and Pooh is winding on a honey pot, and it's like they wind through and stuff through each of the pages and collecting honey along the way. That's definitely one of my favorite mini game in here and stuff. Overall, it's good. I wish it was like a lot more into this world in a way. I wish we could like explore a lot more and stuff. But I definitely like the new edition of Kanga, that's Rue's mom, and even Gopher, since we haven't seen them in Kingdom Hearts 1. So I definitely like how they are included in here and stuff. I actually wish that we see more of what's going on in Winnie the Pooh, like what's going on in their daily life and stuff. Cause I know that it's like we see them, but it's like just for a one-time thing. We don't like really like be able to like explore really and stuff. And that's the same thing when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 1. But my rating for this, I give it a C. I'll give it a C. Alright, last but not least, the world that never was is the finale world in this video. And I really don't have to say much of this, y'all. This is basically like the epilogue of Sora's journey in Kingdom Hearts 2. And that everything about this world is like so well done. I love the story, the design, because it's like, think about this, the world that never was, it's like it's been built by Xemnas. He basically built his own world in existence and stuff. And that every time we pay attention to the world, like what's going on in the world and what we've seen, is basically like a reference to where that Xemnas is Xehanor's nobody. So in a way, Xehanor's doing the same thing to where he's trying to claim Kingdom Hearts and basically try to recreate the world in his own vision. So that's basically how Xemnas basically did it. He basically recreated this world in his own vision in a way. And overall, I love the fight in here. We're going against bosses. We're going against the rest of the Organization 13. So Zivar, Luxor, Science, and even good old Xemnas, which I tell people to this day, and people who know me know that Xemnas is definitely my favorite boss in Kingdom Hearts 2. He's definitely my all-time favorite. And it's just that what really made me like this boss fight the most is definitely the finale, when Xemnas is putting out all those lasers against Sora Riku, and then you have to keep spamming the triangle and S button so many times and stuff. That's like, oh my god, that's like a journey, and that's like so a good way to basically end everything So you guys should know that. Well, I'm gonna put. You guys should know what tier I'm gonna put this world in. Like, you guys should already know, which would be good old S. It'll be S, y'all. Alrighty, this is my tier list for Kingdom Hearts 2 worlds. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, comment down y'all tier list and what y'all think what world should be in each tier. We definitely want to see how y'all is, okay? In which I won't be surprised, y'all. Okay, if you guys put Atlantica for D, I mean, I ain't gonna be surprised. I mean, it's really quite obvious. But anyways, hope you guys have a good day or a good night, depending on your time zone. And your boy Guardian Gamer is out.